I think when you think about it, there's only really one thing that's separating you from the big dreams and goals that are going to get you to the life you want to lead. You see, I know what it feels like. I've got those big dreams and goals, and I've had no idea how to actually get there. It seems like the months and years keep passing by and you make very little progress. So is there actually a solution to this? Or are you always going to feel overwhelmed by your big dreams and goals? I considered not recording this at all. You see, the idea has been presented 1,000 million different ways. It makes it feel like it's a waste of time. Me trying to make my own version of what's already been said. But then I thought, no, this is something I really want to say. This is something I really want to share. This is a message that actually had impact on my life. So why wouldn't I want to share it? Especially if I knew it had the potential to help someone else. Now, you may have seen some of those other similar videos, which make you feel like you're getting inspired, but maybe just for that day, and then the motivation goes away. But I want you to remember this one, because for me, for you, it matters. In amongst my thoughts on what it is exactly that prevents me from making progress on something, especially on my goals and dreams, I think I figured it out. A lack of motivation always seems to be the thing that stops me moving forwards. But you see, that lack of motivation comes from the feeling of not being motivated. And that's where the problem lies. I let my feelings dictate what I'm able to accomplish instead of taking action. If I take action on an idea, my feelings will usually follow. But if I wait to be inspired, then I'll find that I don't act at all. You can't control when you're going to feel inspired, but you can control when you're going to actually start doing something and take that first step. When I look at my goals, if I think about the big dream too much, I don't get anything done. But when I focus on one small thing and intentionally work on one small thing, I'm able to be productive. You see, that's my key. Taking action first, not waiting for the perfect moment, not waiting for the motivation to magically show up. I have to take action because momentum doesn't come from waiting, it comes from taking those initial steps. How many times have you sat around just waiting to be inspired? You find that the minutes and the hours just pass you by, procrastinating, even saying to yourself, I'll start this one tomorrow. That's a habit that'll keep you stuck. It's a habit that kept me stuck. But the second you begin, even if you don't feel that you're in the mood, the second you begin, that's when you shift gear. That's when you get your energy boost. And before you know it, one small step falls into another. So instead of overthinking it and hiding behind your made-up fantasy of feeling overwhelmed, just take one small step. But here's the sticking point though. I can't tell you what your small step is. But I bet if you think about it, I bet you can put a name on it. And taking that step, that could be your first step in changing your life. Because in reality, in this oddly chaotic world we live in, that first step, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. And when you do, the inspiration will follow. The motivation will follow. So my invitation to you is, what is the one first step that's separating you from the life you know you want to live? And what action are you going to take? The difference between those who actually create the life they want to live versus those who just dream about it are those intentional steps. And you can't take the second or the third step without taking that first one. I know most of you watching and listening now, even though you've heard everything I've got to say, you may not take your first step. So as someone who doesn't know you, and someone who probably won't ever know you, but as someone who deeply cares that you should live the best life that you possibly can, if there's only one thing I can encourage you to do, take one small intentional step in actually doing something rather than just dreaming about it.